Okay, so welcome. We're going to get started in child's pose. So as the knees come out wide, the big toes come together to touch. Now maybe your hips are able to stay back on towards your heels, maybe not. You just want to feel your tailbone reach back. Now, you don't need a prop at all. You can just rest your forehead to the ground. Or if you have a bolster or a pillow, you can slide it in and cuddle it. Or you can release it in front of you to rest your forehead onto. Take a few breaths, breathe into your nose, and breathe out through your mouth. I want to begin this evening by telling you a story about this tough, brawly samurai who once approached a Zen master who was in deep meditation. Impatient and discourteous, the samurai demanded in his husky voice, so accustomed to forceful yelling, "Tell me the nature of heaven and hell." The Zen master opened his eyes, looked the samurai in the face, and replied with a certain scorn, "Why should I answer to a shabby, disgusting, despondent slob like you, a worm like you? Do you think I should tell you anything? I can't stand you. Get out of my sight. I have no time for silly questions." The samurai could not bear these insults. Consumed by rage, he drew his sword and raised it to sever the master's head at once. Looking straight into the samurai's eyes, the Zen master tenderly declared, "That's hell." The samurai's eyes filled with tears. Setting his sword aside, he put his palms together and bowed in gratitude for this insight. The Zen master gently acknowledged with a delicate smile, "And that's heaven." I just want to preface that yoga, it has no religious affiliate. But I love this story because it's the sudden awakening of the samurai to his own agitated state that illustrates this crucial difference between being caught up in a feeling and becoming aware that you're being swept away by it. We've heard of Socrates' "know thyself," and this emotional intelligence of awareness of one's own feelings as they occur speaks to this keystone. So I'm inspired to theme on how yoga offers tools for building self-regulating skills, awareness, and control. Right away in this practice of yoga, we learn how to breathe. Sealing the lips. You'll come into this breath control of breathing in and out through your nose only. Breathing in and out through the nose only helps to soothe and calm your nervous system. I want you to take the next 10 breaths mindfully. In and out through the nose. The breath is deep and slow. The inhale providing you calmness, and the exhale ease. One more long inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Now you'll very slowly come up onto your hands and your knees, a tabletop posture. Child's pose is a hip opener. It opens you in the hips, the thighs. Go ahead and rock the hips side to side. It helps to lengthen the spine. So as you'll explore movement, just tick-tocking the hips left and right. We are going to come into the active posture of downward facing dog. So if downward facing dog doesn't resonate with your body, you're more than welcome to explore movement on hands and knees or return to child's pose. We're going to tuck in the toes and lift the hips up and back, just taking a few breaths in the active shape of downward facing dog. Because downward facing dog, it brings new blood to the brain. Pedal up the feet. Don't worry if you're in a yoga pose. The description of this shape, however, does have the hands shoulder width and the feet hip distance apart. And you're looking in between your feet so that you don't find this strain in the neck. Go ahead and gently release back down onto your hands and your knees, a tabletop posture. Now you're going to take your right hand, lifting it up, you're going to place it over near your left hand so that you can step your right foot forward where your right hand just was. Your hands, they rest to the inside of your right foot. You're going to take some pressure off the left knee. You're going to just slide it back just a bit. And then you could toe heel the right foot out a bit. You want to make the right leg comfortable for you in its positioning. For you to come to rock side to side, left to right, opening up the right hip. Now, when your knee collapses out to the right, you come to the knife edge of the right foot, so you're exposing the bottom of your right foot. And it's similar to a hand moving meditation because I want you to just feel this awareness of the shift of the distribution of weight in one hand and the other. As you rock side to side. And then as you're going to come to the center, planting your foot to the floor, core is active, come back to hands and knees, the tabletop posture. Shifting your hips side to side. And then you're going to move your left hand over to where your right hand is to step the left foot forward. And as you toe heel your foot out to the left, now in my physical body, the toes turn out, heel in. Your body might be different. We do want to take some pressure off that right knee by gently sliding it back just a bit. And then come to this hand moving meditation and the shift left to right, side to side. And see if you can slow down 10% than you're presently moving. You close your eyes and feel and experience the pure energy of concentration. Now, as you're going to come back to the center, abdomen engaged, sweep the leg back, come to hands and knees, a tabletop posture. And then I'm going to have you sit all the way back onto your heels so that you can look forward to the screen, because where I'm going to take you next, there's multiple options just depending on your own body. So I'll start on the mat. If you have a wall near you, you may also find this position where I'll be taking you using the support of the wall. But I'll show you first on the back. The modification of half pigeon on the back has the knees in line with the hip sockets. The arms rest by your sides and you're trying to scoot your hips and heels so close into one another, your fingertips can touch or brush towards the heels. Your right ankle would rest on top of your left thigh bone. So you're creating this upside down 4. Now you might just find resting here, arms out to the side is enough. With your right hand, you can press the knee away to the top corner of your mat. For a little bit more, you can bring the left knee into the chest, lifting your shoulders with your right hand through that hole opening. You bring your left hand to the outer of the thigh and interlace your fingers behind the left thigh and settle your shoulders down. Now, another alternative, if I'm just building this up from modifications, is to use a wall if you have it nearby. A knee, ankles distance away, you'd rest one shoulder to the wall, you'd sweep your legs up, and then you'd bring your right ankle on top of your left thigh bone, slide your left foot down the wall, and it's just important you keep your low back to the ground. Lastly, there's the full expression of half pigeon. Personally, I prefer to come into it from a downward facing dog, lifting the right leg up. You'll settle your right knee to the outer of your right hand, and you'll extend the left leg long behind. So you're creating a 7. Some practitioners can bring the shin parallel to the top of the mat. My body won't, but it helps to shift the knee out to the outer of the mat versus mid. Left leg is long, and then you'd come to release your forearms to the ground or your forehead. As you find yourself in the half pigeon that works for your body, go ahead and allow yourself to settle into the shape. Yoga, it supports self-regulation. And what is self-regulation? It's controlling one's behavior, emotions, and thoughts in the pursuit of long-term goals. Emotional self-regulation refers to the ability to manage disruptive emotions and impulses. This practice of yoga, breathing, letting it be a meditation, the philosophy, the ethics, they all help to enhance self-regulation. Yoga, it's a comprehensive practice of self-regulation, one that offers this facilitation of change not only mentally, but also behaviorally. So right now in this posture of half pigeon, there is a quiet intensity. Notice just how powerful and profound a conscious breath is. Breathe into your right hip. If it's helpful, you might inhale to the count of 5. Pause for the count of 1, and then double the number. Exhale to the count of 10. So you'd inhale to the count of 5, pause for the count of 1, and then exhale to the count of 10. as you're going to slowly come out of this shape, if you're on your back, you'd stay on your back, you'd release and prepare to switch sides. Those to the wall would extend the legs up the wall. You might pause for a moment to reset before switching to the other side. Those of you like I in the full expression of half pigeon, you might find an immediate release coming to hands and knees and extend your right leg back so the toes are to the ground, the heel is lifted. And then you can make your way into the half pigeon on your left side. No need to rush. This hip might be very different from the other hip, so notice, feel, and respond. In a moment, I'm going to step into the background. But while we reside on this side, I want to invite you to let this be a meditation. Meditation can help you to stay present to different sensations and your experience, which can help improve your ability to manage emotions and as well increase self-compassion. Allow yourself to step back from the stream of thinking. Can you let go a little bit more? Let go. Let go. As we're here for the next few breaths, you might come back to allowing your mind to focus on counting to the number 5. Pause for the count of 1. And breathe out to the count of 10. Pause for the count of 1. Now slowly come out of this. For those using a wall, legs could re-extend up it as a moment of reset. Those on the back will release and can hug knees into chest and rock side to side. Those like I, you can bring your hands to the ground, straighten in the arms, and come to hands and knees. Extend the left leg back, looking just a bit ahead of the yoga mat so there's no creases in the neck. Now go ahead and come to hands and knees. For those on the back, roll to a side, a fetal position. Those two utilizing a wall. We're all going to reunite, coming into a seated posture, extending the legs forward, taking a seat onto the sit bones. Now as both legs are extended forward, you're going to keep the right leg long. You're going to pick up your left leg and you're just going to bring it to drape over the extended right. So we're going to be focusing here on the outer of the left hip. So as you release the outer shin of the left leg onto the extended right, you relax in the right foot, and then you're going to fold forward and down. Relax in the shoulders. Find the placement of your hands that allows you to relax, palms down or up. You'll let go in the shoulders. You'll release any muscular effort in the extended right leg. When you breathe and move and stretch with awareness, something changes mentally. Even when you're not consciously trying to change a thought or an emotion. Just by getting on your mat, moving, lengthening the body, and consciously breathing, you improve your ability to respond to life with less stress and more sensitivity, more insight, more perception. It's said that when you change your body, when you move your body, you also change and make a shift in the mind. Breathe and dwell in the here and now. Train yourself. When I breathe in, I know I'm breathing in. When I breathe out, I know I'm breathing out. When I breathe in, I know I'm breathing in. When I breathe out, I know I'm breathing out. Now, as you're going to slowly come to sit all the way up to stack your shoulders over your hips, once again, I'm going to provide options because where I'm going to take you, it might compromise your knee. So let me show you first where I'm taking you, and then I'll show you the alternative. You're going to release the extended left leg and shift your weight to the right. We're going to come into the quad stretch in which you'll bring your left heel close in towards your glute. And now it's important to maintain the connection of your left knee to the ground. Sitting up like this might be enough. You might find that you can lean slightly back. Some practitioners are able to release all the way down onto the forearms or even all the way down onto the back. Again, you just want to make sure the knee stays connected to the floor. Now, if this is going to compromise your knee, I'll invite you to find a seated butterfly. So the soles of the feet could come together and you'd create more of a diamond shape. So the heels are at least 1.5 hands away from the pelvic floor. And then you'll fold forward and down, turning the palms to face up. And with roundness in the upper back, you'll allow the forehead to come towards where the inner arches of the feet are. Yoga, it's so much more than just postures. It's controlled breath. It's concentration. It's turning your attention inward. It's this union with yourself. There are ethics, the yamas and niyamas, internal practices, social disciplines. Yoga's tools impact both the body and the mind. Working from the top down, there's tools that impact your mind directly and then have this trickle down effect on the body and your behavior. And then yoga's tools, there's some that offer the bottom up. There's the postures and the breathing practices that impact your body directly, which sends a message to the mind. It's okay to relax. As you can see, yoga supports self-regulation. Ultimately, this is a practice that invites you to know yourself.
For those that are in the quad stretch, you'll slowly make your way out of this, coming to rise up, shifting your weight over to the right and extending the left leg forward. For those in the butterfly, you'll too extend legs forward and then come to massage the legs, helping the circulation of blood. Yoga works from the inside out. Close your eyes and just feel the sensations in the legs. Now you're going to keep your left leg extended long. You'll pick up your right foot and you'll help cross it over the extended leg. So you're just carelessly, heavily draping it over the extended left leg, and then you'll fold over and down. Softening in the neck, the shoulders. Consciously choosing to relax. Releasing the glutes, the pelvic floor, release behind the extended left leg and your foot. Soften the skin on your face. Feel the release in the forehead and the eyebrows, the eyelid, your cheek, your jaw, your tongue, your throat. Equanimity. Equanimity, it's an essential state of mind that must be maintained when interacting with people that rub you the wrong way or push your buttons. In Buddhism, equanimity denotes a mind that's at peace despite stressful and unpleasant experiences. Thich Nhat Hanh, he defines equanimity as non-attachment, even-mindedness, or letting go. Non-attachment, even-mindedness, or letting go. as you'll slowly come to sit all the way up. This is where you can come into the quad stretch, extending the right leg and shifting your weight over to the left. You'll bend at the knee to bring your heel in towards the body. Now this knee might be different again than the other side. You need to respond to this side, either sitting tall or find the degree in which leaning back feels most comfortable in your body. The quad, it's the most overworked and understretched muscle. Now, if this is going to compromise the knee, I'll have you find yourself in a seated, wide-legged straddle. Those in a seated, wide-legged straddle, you'll relax in your feet, and then you'll fold forward and down, letting your belly release towards the ground. The arms may stay extended, or maybe you come down onto your elbows to the floor, or if you have a pillow or a prop of some sort to bring the ground closer to you, you may use that. Wherever you are, be where you are. Started to look into this self-awareness and self-regulation because sometimes I have these characteristics like my mom, it's such a gift I'm able to see. They're behaviors that I don't want to possess, but I do. My mom can be quite combative. She likes to have the last word. She has this way of taking things personally, and sometimes I see this in myself. Biological impulses drive our emotions, and we can't do away with them, but we can do much to manage them. And that's why I love this practice of yoga. I think it's important for me to say this to you as it was for me to read that people, even with high self-regulation skills, they do still feel bad moods and they have emotional impulses, just like everyone else does. But they find ways to control them and even use them in useful ways. It's the difference between yelling at your partner or your child, a student, a stranger when you're angry versus talking things out. There really is a crucial difference between being caught up in a feeling and becoming aware that you're being swept away by it. A sudden awakening. for those that are in the quad stretch, you'll slowly come to sit all the way up. Those in a seated wide-legged straddle as well. The shoulders stack over hips. Come to extend the legs, both legs forward in front of you. Massage the legs. Just take a few breaths in a seated forward fold. Let go of any muscular effort in the legs and then fold forward and down. Expand the field of your breath. Conscious breath, which slows down the heart, which slows down the mind. It helps cleanse the mind. As this is a practice that works from the inside out, notice where you're feeling the breath in your body while holding this shape. Become attuned to the slightest of sensations you're experiencing in your physical body. Now, as you'll slowly come to sit all the way up, you'll come to shift yourself forward and lie all the way down onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Your hands can either wrap around your knees, the shins, or maybe in your body it's most comfortable behind to the thighs, behind the legs. You can rock side to side, massage the muscles of your low back. Slightly tuck your chin in towards the chest to keep the neck neutral to the spine. And then you'll come to hold in center. You'll open your arms out to a shape of a T. And you'll let your knees together fall over to the right. Knees and feet are stacked as you look over to the left. And then as you'll bring your knees to the center, look back up to the ceiling. You'll switch sides, knees fall to the left. You'll look over to the right. Space between your top and bottom feet. Now as you're going to slowly come through to the center, you can once again hug your knees in. just going to take a few breaths in Shavasana. The most important posture of yoga, you're creating space in your body as you extend your legs long. It's like the shape of a star. Arms move out from the midline, palms turn to face up. Take a slow breath in through your nose, and then open up the mouth and exhale the breath out. Inhale to the count of 5. Pause at the top, open mouth, exhale, count to the number 10, release. Do that one more time on your own. I'm only going to keep you here for 1 minute. I want you to let go of the conscious breath so that your mind can rest to the back of your skull. Evenness of mind. Unshakable freedom of mind. Lie here in a state of balance and steadiness. As you begin to deepen your breath, become very aware of what a conscious breath feels like. You're more than welcome to stay just as you are, or you can gently rock your head side to side, left to right. You can stay just as you are. Begin to feel this sense of awakening. Wiggle the fingers and toes. Slowly make your way into a full body stretch. Reach your arms back, thighs together, toes loose. Take a full breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Let the breath flood out of you. Come to bring the soles of the feet to the ground and roll to your side, right side or left side into a fetal position. Anytime you ever feel anxious, confused, or afraid, feel the solid ground beneath you. Either get close to the ground like you are, or while standing, feel the connection of your feet to the floor. Come into that deep belly breathing. And remember who you are.